Hey guys, my name's Gary. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and drug addict. Sitting here at Lady Bird Park in Austin, Texas, right here at Lady Bird Lake, excuse me. And people are out jogging and running around, and it's just a beautiful Saturday morning right now. What I wanted to talk about today was, opiate addiction is running rampant through the United States. It's easily prescribed, and the fentanyl is out of control. My son passed away from an accidental fentanyl overdose September 20th, 2022, and his name was Brandon. And he was 27 years old, and it took his life. So I thought I'm an addict, and I'm addicted to a lot of different things, alcohol, opiates. I've had my battle with opiates, methamphetamine, cocaine. I've done a lot of different things, and I'm sober today. I got sober in El Paso. I was praying, God, please help make me willing to get sober, and I got COVID in El Paso, and I was doing the shake and bake at a Motel 6 for about 5 days, and after about 5 days, I got up and I felt pretty good, and I was like, holy shit, I'm sober 5 days, and I ran with it, and that was 8.5 months ago. I will have 9 months. Today is February 4th, 2023, and on the 20th of the month, I'll have 9 months of continuous sobriety, days and nights, and I think I'm going to make it there. But I want to talk a little bit about my my battle with opiates and opiate addiction. I was about 25 years ago. I was married and had a couple of kids, and I want to say 5 to 7 years of dry. I wasn't working a program. I was sober. I wasn't doing drugs or alcohol. I was living a somewhat normal life, and I had all kinds of. I was running a big business at the time, and making a lot of money for a young guy, and having a family. I was a workaholic. I put my addiction right into work, and I had all kinds of outward tics, and I was always nervous, and things now that I work a program with. I don't have that yuckiness going on inside me. I don't have that turmoil. I don't have that nervousness. I had all kinds of twitches where I'd blink, and I would hold my breath, and then I'd catch myself in a business meeting not breathing. I mean, like holding my breath and so nervous, and then all kinds of outward tics and blinking and twitching my neck. I was suffering, and I'd get up in the morning, and I would feel this anxiety, and I didn't know what to do with it. But what I did was one winter, it was in the wintertime, I remember, and I had a shoulder condition I had in high school. I hurt my shoulder in playing football, and I had a shoulder surgery. It was pretty major shoulder surgery, where they cut this muscle here, and they tightened it up because it was going out of place all the time. And then, later in life, this was when I was like 17 years old. So now I'm like, fast forward, I'm 25, 26, 27 years old. I don't really remember. It was sometime in there, mid to late 20s. One winter it got real cold, and I got like a rheumatism or something like that. And I remember being in bed just going, oh my God, my fucking shoulder. And it was going up my neck and my through my back. The pain was just almost unbearable. So I went to the ER, and I remember the guy gave me a cortisone shot into the joint, and he was moving that needle around. And when he hit that spot, man, I remember I almost passed out. And then he injected me with cortisone, and then he pulled that needle out. And I remember he put that needle down, and the needle was bent from him moving it around. And I left the hospital. He gave me a bottle of Vicodin. I had never had Vicodin before. I had codeine and stuff like that before, maybe, but never Vicodin. So I took that Vicodin, and all that stuff that I was suffering for, those tics, all that nervousness, that pent-up energy, that craziness in the mind, that just mind's constantly just going. And what happened was I took that pill, and not only did it kill my pain, it stopped this stuff. And it was like having that first cocktail, like when you slam a cocktail real quick and you just go, oh. And maybe if you're not alcoholic, you won't understand this, or if you're not an addict, but it was like, oh God, home. And I popped another and another, and I was off to the races. Within a month or so, I was on 40 Vicodin a day, and I would try to get the 750 milligrams. I was juggling doctors. I was buying them illegally, and something you can't do today. There was no such thing as fentanyl back then. You know, I'm 56 years old, and you know, there might have been fentanyl, I don't know, but nobody heard of it or anything. You didn't have to worry about getting a batch of fentanyl in your Vicodin on the street. If you're buying Vicodin on the street right now, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to get that lethal dose. 110,000 people have died in 2022 from accidental fentanyl overdose, and those numbers aren't even correct yet, because my son died in September of 2022, and I don't have toxicology reports back yet. So that number of 110,000 could go way up. So these opiates are so addicting. But go back to the story. It just settled that discomfort, that dis-ease, that turmoil that goes on inside and in here. And that's what happens in addiction, guys. That is what happens when you're an addict. And shortly after that, I started drinking again. Shortly after that, I started doing cocaine again. And then my business was in turmoil. My marriage was distraught. Things at home started going poorly. And I ended up in a divorce. And, you know, that's just to make that miserable fucking hurricane that I was roaring through everybody's life a real short story. I destroyed a perfectly normal, good life. And I ended up getting a divorce. And I got sober, and I mean, this probably happened in I want to say like 1997, 98, 99, something like that. And I ended up getting sober in 2002. And remained sober for 10 years through Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and I had, you know, that all that turmoil went away because I started working 12 steps and going to meetings, just like I do today. And all that turmoil that I talk about, that mind not being able to stop, that's constantly going, that dis-ease, that discomfort, that an addict or an alcoholic has when they're not drinking and using, you know. So once we remove the alcohol and drugs, we need something to arrest that. Alcohol is but a symptom, okay? Just like that dis-ease, discomfort is a symptom. We have to get down to the roots and causes of why we drink, and we do that through the 12 steps. You know, I live a very normal, peaceful, serene life today, and I've got chaotic things going on in life just like everybody does, but I'm not chaotic. I'm not unpeaceful. I'm very peaceful through it all, you know. So there's a solution, you guys. If you're suffering from fentanyl addiction, from any kind of drug addiction, from overeating, from gambling, from sex addiction, these 12 steps work on anything and everything that's an addiction. And that's my dog. He wants to go for a walk, so I'm gonna walk my dog, you guys. So there's a solution. My solution is I go to meetings, I raise my hand almost every day, and I tell everybody where I'm going, what's going on in Gary's life today. And I read the book, I work 12 steps, and I help other people that have the same addiction problems. So, and I live a very peaceful life. I want to plug the Impact Foundation, LA.org, started by an Energizer Bunny friend of mine named Vicky. She lost her son, Chase Malone, to an accidental fentanyl overdose, similar to how I lost my son. And with all that pain that she was going through, she started the Impact Foundation, LA.org, to help people in need, people with addiction problems, with mental illness, with grief counseling. Go on the website, check it out, hit the donate button. Remember, we have to give in order to receive, and that's a great place to give, and you will receive much joy from watching how that foundation helps people. So thanks, you guys. Have a happy Saturday. Try to stay positive today, and if your day's going sideways, remember, you can always restart your day at any time. Take a deep breath, quiet the mind, maybe say a prayer. I use God in my life every day, and He's working. So happy Saturday, guys. Take care.